Good afternoon, and thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Dr. Drjloknows. Today I want to talk to you about something that happened to me yesterday. Yesterday, in my little village that I live in, we had a road race that we have every year, and it was wonderful and put on by some local businesses, and it was absolutely terrific. And it was the first one back since COVID, and it's my favorite day of the year in the town that I live in. And as I was running, one of my favorite joys doing a competitive event is to cheer the people on if I am running past them or swimming past them or whatever it can be. Swimming, it's a little harder. However, one of the things, as I'm saying, that I really enjoy doing is to say, yeah, let's go. And I did that 3 times yesterday with various people that I was able to sort of overtake. It's a strong word, but I just ran past them. And none of them were really very appreciative of my encouragement. One woman very snarkingly said, well, I ran 15 miles yesterday. And I was like, wow, all right, that's great for you. Another guy ignored me completely. And a young woman basically probably told me to, something or other under her breath. And I couldn't believe it. So I finished the race and it's all good. And I'm thinking about this overnight. And it really doesn't sit well because what's with the negativity? Now I understand it was a race, people are tired, but endorphins should have been flowing by then. So I needed to really think about this. And so I called a friend of mine who runs in more races than I do, and he said he didn't really see this. That's not so much his experience, but having that experience that I did 3 times in the same race, that's kind of significant, and I don't disagree. And my point of all of this, all right, Julie, get to the point, is let's not add. I understand everybody doesn't always wake up in a sunshiny, happy, zippity-doo-dah kind of way. And you've heard the phrase, be the change you wish to see in the world. Well, if you can't do that, that's fine, but don't contribute to the negativity. I found myself thinking about the collective unconscious or the collective conscious. It's actually, Carl Jung referred to it as the collective conscious, but it's kind of morphed into the collective unconscious, in my opinion, because people don't realize that they're contributing to such negativity and angst, and this is what so many people are responding to in the world. And then I gave myself a chuckle because I started thinking about Ghostbusters and how that green sludge would, flow under New York City, I think it was supposed to be filmed in, and that toxic sludge collected all of the city's negativity and anger and just being so out of touch with kindness. And somehow that the race reminded me of that. And today's Dr. Drjloknows is not to preach kumbaya, but I would love that if there was more of it. But if you're not in a headspace to add joy, then don't add negativity. Just maybe, high five, thanks, little smile. Be prepared to add something positive to the day, even if you don't necessarily feel it. Just food for thought. It was a great race other than that, but it was a bit of a bummer that people couldn't spur each other on the way they used to, and it just made me feel like it was a sign of the times. So food for thought. Thanks so much for tuning into Dr. Drjloknows.